Om Vakrtunda Mahakaya
Mahakaya
Surya Koti
Suryakothi
Samaprabham
Samaprabha
Nirvignam Kuru Me
Guru
Deva
Me Deva
Sarvakaryeshu
Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada
Sarvadam Saraswati
Saraswati
Namastubhyam
Namastubhyam
Varade
Varade
Kamarubini
Kamarubini
Vidyarambham
Vidyarambam
Karishyami
Karishyami
Siddhir
Siddhi Bhavatu
Bhavatu
Me
Me
Sada
Sada Gurur
Guru
Brahma Gurur
Brahma Guru
Vishnu
Vishnu Guru Devo
Gurudevo
Maheshwaraha
Maheshwaraha Guru
Guru
Sakshat
Sakshat
Brahma
Param Brahma
Tasmai
Tasmai Shri Gurave
Gurave
Namaha
Namaha Apara Karuna
Om
Sindhum Jnanadam Shantarupinam Shri Chandrasekhara Gurum Pranamami Buddhanvaham Yatkripare Shamatrena Puman Purnah Prajayate Tam Bande Brahma Vidhuryam Sadgurum Chandrasekharam Om Sahana Bhavatu
Bhavatu
Ahano
Sahano
Bhunaktu
Bhunaktu
Saviryan Karavavahe
Karavavahe
Tejasvinavadhetamastu
Tejasvinavadhetamastu
ma
Ma
Vidvishavahe
Vidvishavahe Om
Om
Shanti
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 Shanti Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha
Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha
Atah Shashtodhyayah
अथ षष्ठोऽध्यायः
Shri Bhagavanuvacha
श्रीभगवानुवाच
Shloka number 10 Yogi Yunjita Satatam Atmanam Ragasi Stitaha
योगी युञ्जीथ सततम् आत्मानं रहसि स्थितः
Ekakiyata Chittatma Nirashiraparigraha
एकाकीयत चित्तात्मा निराशीरपरिग्रहः
Rastas, we have completed the shloka. Suran Mitra Udasina. Mitra Ari Udasina Madhyastha Dvesha Bandusho Sadash Papeshu Samabuddhir Vishishyate Vimuchyate. Sad Vishishyate to be taken as Vimuchyate Patabeda Vimuchyate. Or Jnana Vijnana Tatma is described as Samabuddhihi and Samabuddhihi Vishishyate. Samabuddhihi, the most exalted person, Samabuddhihi. Now, Samabuddhi is out of Jnanam, Samabuddhi, Brahma Buddhi, Atma Buddhi. So, what is to be done to gain the Samabuddhi? The sadhana is talked about. Sadhya was talked about in the previous shlokas. Jnana Vijnana Triptatma, Kutastaha, Vijitendriyaha, who is Samaloshta Shmakanchanaha, and Sadhusha Pipapeshu, Surut Mitanudasina Madhyatha Dvesha Bandushu, Sadhushu Chapapeshu, Samabuddhi Vishishyate iti Jnana Vijnana Triptatma, the one whose mind is content with the Jnanam is talked about now. That is a sadhya to gain that, to gain the status of Samabuddhi. What is to be done? This sadhanam is talked about in the following shlokas. To gain the status of Samabuddhi, to gain freedom from insecurity. The lack of Samabuddhi is due to insecurity. It's due to insecurity. Insecurity nothing but samsara. The samsari invariably insecure, invariably unhappy, not comfortable, doesn't feel contented, always is a wanting person, samsari. On the other hand, the one who has samabuddhi, muktaha, vimuktaha, is free from insecurity because of jnanam, swarupa jnanam. Therefore, to gain the status of samabuddhi, that is to gain freedom from insecurity, it means freedom from samsara, otherwise called moksha. Freedom from samsara is moksha. One should follow the twofold sadhana of karma yoga and dhyana yoga. Already we saw karma yoga and jnana yoga. Here dhyana yoga. Is there one more yoga? Dhyana yoga. It is not one more yoga. Karma yoga is the sadhanam for dhyana yoga, and dhyana yoga here it is. Dhyanam is nididhyasanam. That is jnana yoga only. Dhyanam is jnanam nididhyasanam. Nididhyasanam is not possible without shravanam, followed by mananam. Shravanam means shastra shravanam, which implies acharya, upasadanam, and shastra adhyayanam, shastra vichara. Therefore, it is jnana. So there is no difference between dhyana yoga and jnana yoga. Dhyana yoga as upasana, it is sadhanam for gaining certain ends. It is sadhanam for either Brahmaloka Prapti or other Loka Prapti Dhyanam as Upasana or for Chitta Ekagrata. That here we are talking about Nididhyasanam, which is contemplating on the words of the Shastra. So that implies the Jnana Angani, that is Sadhana, Anga, Shravanam and Mananam preceded by Shravanam and Mananam, then Dhyana. We have already seen that Karma Yoga implies one attitude. That attitude is yoga with reference to action. Now, Dhyana Yoga or meditation is pointed out. Yogi, Yunjita Satatam Atmanam Ragasistitaha Ekaki Yatachattatma Nirashira Parigraha. Here, Yogi. Yogi is Dhyana Yogi. Because this chapter is Dhyana Yoga, therefore, Yogi is Dhyana Yogi. That is the yogi who is the meditator, meditation on the words of the Shastra, the meditation. Therefore, Nididhyasanam, that sadhanam, it's jnana sadhanam, Nididhyasanam. To gain nishta, to gain nishta in Atma, Atmani nishta, Atmanishta, Brahmanishta. So, Nididhyasanam is practiced by the person. So, Nididhyasanam, for that, Bhagiranga sadhana is karma yoga, Antaranga sadhanas are common. That are also going to be talked about. Antaranga sadhana is preparation for meditation. Choosing the place, sitting on the right sadhana, then the eyes should be off closed, etc. All those are the Antaranga sadhana. So here that is was going to be presented. So may the yogi ekaki is ekakin nakaranta ekaki, being alone, not accompanied by anyone. He has to be alone. Yata chittatma, yataha chittatma. Chitta is the year you can take chitta, means the sharira manasangata. Atma is antakarnam. So one who has his body, mind, sense complex, yataha is yam is withdrawn or relaxed, controlled. Yata chittatma. Nirashihi, no asha, free from asha, free from pressure for gaining any objects, anything. So free from longing, nirashi, asha rigitaha. Aparigraha, therefore, is free from possessions. So doesn't have to worry about the possession. So ragasi stitaha, ragasi is void, not secret. Secret It means quiet. Ragasi sthitaha, in a quiet place. Ragasi means secret. Secret means it's a quiet place. Guha or Nadya, Nadi Tira, etc. Those places. So Ragasi sthita, quiet place where there is no no uh, no problem or no disturbance from any external sources. So Ragasi sthita. Yogi Yunjita. What he has to do? Yunjita Atmanam Satatam. He has to, Satatam means always. Yogi Yunjita, may he do Yunjita. Yunji means to join. May he join with the Atmanam. Atmanam is mind. May he join with the mind means may he focus the mind on the object of meditation. That is the meaning. So Yogi Yunjita Atmanam. Atmanam is not Sachidananda Atman. Here Atma is mind. So may ye focus the mind on the object of meditation, always sitting in a place which is quiet, being alone, having the body mind sense complex under its vasha, and the Nidashi, he free from longing and free from any possessions. Otherwise, he has to take care of the possessions, so his mind cannot be fixed on the object of meditation. So therefore, so may the yogi, the meditator who remains alone in a quiet place, ekaki, agasistitaha, remains alone, ekaki, quiet place, ragasistitaha, whose body and mind are relaxed, yatachattatma. That other word is derived from yam to restrain. So here it is yatachattatma, restrained, withdrawn, relaxed, withdrawn. It is not extrovert, it is introvert. Mind is introvert and the body is therefore relaxed. So yatachattatma, it means shami, dami. He has got shama and dama. Nirashi, he free from longing. No asha, no desire, no pressure from desires. And aparigraha, may he constantly, satatam, always, unite, join, yunjita, his mind with the object of meditation. Atmanam, may he join his mind, may constantly unite his mind means, join his mind means. Through the mind only he meditates. Meditation is only through mind. Therefore, the manovritti is there, therefore, may he focus on the object of meditation. So here in the shloka, we see the word yogi is qualified by several other words. The yogi meditates upon the Atma. Since Nididhyasanam is talked about, therefore, the object of meditation is Atma. Meditation for which the sadhanam is Antakaranam. So therefore, may he make the mind focused on the object of meditation, which is Atma. Yogi, that means meditator. So Yunjita, Dhyayata, Yunjita, Dhyayata, Dhyata. Yogi here meditator is a meditator, therefore Dhyata, Yaha Dhyanam Karoti Saha Dhyata, Yunjita Dhyayeta. The one who does Dhyanam is called Dhyata, and the advice given is Yunjita. May he or she absorb the mind, unite the mind, commit the mind to the object of meditation. May his mind be focused on the object of meditation. That is the Yunjita. Yunjita means Dhyayeta. May he meditate. Who? The yogi. Yogi means here meditator, Dhyata. So Dhyata doing Dhyanam. And Dhyaya, the object of meditation is Atma. In other words, may he or she meditate upon the object of meditation, which is mentioned later. The object of meditation is not talked about here, it is mentioned later. So we are just here, the preparatory disciplines are given. So this is the general advice given by the Lord. May the yogi always, satatam, yunjita, connect his or her mind to the object of meditation. When satatam, always. Always means, though satata means always, sarvada, and can also means eternal. That the context determines its actual meaning. So satatam is eternal, or satatam means always. So what meaning we have to take, that depends the context. Here satatam means the person should meditate as often as possible, as long as possible, therefore constantly. So meditate for a period of time, certain period of time, that's for some duration. Meditation doesn't require an accomplice. That's why ekaki. Where should this meditation take place? In a secret place, Sargasi, meaning a quiet place, which in Shankaracharya's time was a hilltop, a giri or a cave or guha. Thus Shankaracharya explains Bhagavan's words, Ragasi Stitaha, as Giri, Guhado Stitaha. Giri is mountain, Guha is cave. So sitting inside in a quiet place, Giri, the mountain, and Guha, etc. So meaning the one who meditates remaining on a hill or in a cave. Because a person may take along some other people when he or she goes to quiet place. Bhagavan says here that the yogi, the meditator, is one who remains alone, ekaki. Or as Shankaracharya puts it, without an accomplice, asahaya, without any partner. So you should be alone. In meditation, you don't require an accomplice. It is not a job to be done that requires the help of others. No sidekick, no accomplice or understudy is needed. So alone. To do meditation, you don't need anyone, not even a friend. It is your own job, a quiet job with yourself. Where you are your friend, just as we saw earlier in the chapter. Atmanaha, we saw that before. Who is a friend to oneself? One is friend to oneself, one is enemy to oneself. So the enemy or the friend is not outside. Bandhuhu, atmanaha tasya, yenatmai atmanajitaha, anatmanatu shatrutve, vartedatmaiva shatruvat, we have seen before. So therefore, your bandhu is yourself, your enemy is yourself. Here Shankaracharya gives us about asahaya. Sahaya means Sahaya is friend. Asahaya, not having any accomplice, without any accomplice. Asahaya, not having anybody with. Because he takes our ekaki to here, ekaki, refer to a sannyasi. Sannyasi, Shankaracharya takes it as sannyasi. Because he's doing nididhyasanam, therefore he has taken to the life of sannyasa, therefore sannyasi. Committed to knowledge, therefore sannyasi. Sannyasa being synonymous with jnanam for him. So in Bhashya, Shankaracharya uses the word sannyasa, means jnanam, sannyasi. As sahaya also can means bharya. So asahaya is no wife. Therefore it's a sannyasi. Sahaya can also means bharya. Sakadharmini means wife. So Sahaya can mean Bharya, wife, whom the yogi being a sannyasi naturally leaves behind. Therefore, he cannot go with his wife for meditation. So he cannot be then. Therefore, Asahaya when we say Ekaki, he is a sannyasi. Sannyasi doesn't have a wife. Therefore, Ekaki, alone. These kinds of mandates are meant as simple rules, not absolute rules. Therefore, we can take the spirit of them and edit and adopt them as necessary. Therefore, need not be a sannyasi. It can be anyone, but should be alone. Even so, how can you go to a great place far away from home, wife, and children unless you take the life of sannyasa? If you're not a sannyasi, you have to remain at home and perform your duties. When the person who remains at home, who doesn't go away and leave all the people behind, is called a grihastha. Grihe tishtati iti grihastha. So, remains at home, griha, meaning home. All married people are called grihastha because they live in a house. Whether they live in a house or where, they are grihastha only because they are surrounded by people. The word grihastha, like other words, is born of the tradition itself. Even if a man doesn't always remain in the house because he has a job, he is at home in the sense he has certain duties to perform. Therefore, he is called a grihastha. Thus, unless he renounces these duties, he remains at home and is called a grihastha. So here, ekaki means the one, it's not a grihastha, it's a sannyasi, that is the meaning Acharya takes. Or it can mean that just a person is a mumukshu, therefore committed to jnana sadhanam, therefore he chose to remain alone. Therefore, ekaki, being alone, in a quiet place, he chose such a quiet place where he sits for meditation. There he should sit. Grihastha ashrama has its basis in sannyasa alone. We have seen that the status of the Grihastha householder is one of the 4 stages, ashrama, of a person's life, ashrama vyavastha. First, the person is a brahmachari, the student. Snatva grihi bhavet. After graduation, then become a grihastha, then a grihastha, which is important because the stage prepares one for the 3rd and 4th stages. 3rd is vanaprastha, last stage. 4th stage is sannyasa. Once a person becomes sannyasi, he or she leaves home and is no more a grihastha. So grihastha, which means literally one who remains at home, one has duty to perform. It's called grihastha. So one remains at home is from the standpoint of sannyasi alone. So the grihastha is one who remains at home. Sannyasi doesn't remain at home. He doesn't have home. Therefore, grihastha, the word is from the standpoint of sannyasa alone. For instance, when a man leaves home as a sannyasi, there is no sense of divorce implied in terms of his marriage. He's not renouncing his wife in order to be free to remarry, which is not renunciation at all. It is simply frustration. Rather, it is a growing out of, a maturing, because of which the marriage has served its purpose. The marriage has served the purpose that is seen in the person. He has become mature. Therefore, Grihastha Ashrama has done its job, and the person doesn't require Grihastha Ashrama anymore. Therefore, neither the person requires the other. So, therefore, they are both sannyasis. So he walks away and she remains where she is, protected, no doubt, but also living a sadhu, the home, having an ashrama. That is the wife. When he leaves a house, takes sannyasa, she remains at home. She also, though lives in a home, but living alone, like a sadhu. Therefore, she is also sannyasi. The home becomes an ashrama. Therefore, the word grihastha as itself has its basis in sannyasa. Sannyasa being the ultimate goal of the grihastha. If this is said to a grihastha will scream, he will cry. But this is the truth. Sannyasa is a goal of the grihastha ashrama. Sannyasa is not a choice, it is a goal. Here, sannyasa meaning jnanam. Jnanam through the sannyasa ashrama, therefore sannyasa, giving up. Or one can remain in the grihastha and be a sannyasi also. That is, pursue jnanam. In that sense, he is a sannyasi. But here, sannyasa is not a choice. It is used in the sense, the sannyasa meaning jnanam. For moksha, jnanam is a sadhanam. Therefore, there is no choice. It is a goal. Jnanam is a goal. Moksha is a goal. A person who is alone, who remains in a quiet place, and who has attributes of a yogi, can meditate constantly, satatam, whereas a person who has a home and a family cannot meditate. So his meditation will be disturbed, or it will be not continuous. So it will not be continuous. It is impossible. So therefore, Shankaracharya says here, but Bhagavan is talking about sannyasi here. Yogi is sannyasi. That's how Shankaracharya takes the meaning of the word yogi. First, he had talked about the karma yogi. Now he is talking about the dhyana yogi. Dhyana yogi means sannyasi. Sannyasi means then it will fit in the shloka. Lokesmin dvida nishta pura prokta mayanaha jnana yoga sankyanam karma yogena yoginam. 2 types of lifestyle. One is karma yoga lifestyle, other one is the lifestyle of sannyasa. Therefore, dhyana yogi is sannyasi. So, therefore, Shankaracharya, for him, dhyana yogi means sannyasi, who lives a life of meditation, that is nididhyasanam, jnana sadhanam. So, he is absorbed in jnana sadhanam. Jnana sadhanam is shravanam, mananam, nididhyasanam. So, after shravanam, mananam, nididhyasanam, asuktehe amaranat, kalam nayet vedanta chintanaya. That's a vakya. So he always absorbed in the vakya of the Shruti. That is nididhyasana. In fact, Shravanam itself is nididhyasana. Punah Punaha Shravanam itself also becomes nididhyasana. That is meditation with eyes open. Meditation with eyes closed. Meditation with eyes open. Again and again listening to the Shastram. Punah Punaha Shravanam Kuryat. This Dhyana Yogi is further described by Bhagavan Krishna as Eta Chittatma. Chitta means mind, memory. It refers more generally to Antakaranam. Atma is Shariram. Atma also can mean body, can mean mind, can mean Atma. But here, Eta is the word is there. Therefore, Eta Chitta Atma. Atma means Shariram. So, Antakarna meaning mind, which includes memory, usually the predominant factor that disturbs you in meditation, Chittam, because your mind continues to operate in meditation. When a sound comes, you are definitely going to hear it. This is why you withdraw sense organs to the extent possible, closing the eyes, for example, so that you can be absorbed with the object of meditation. That is called Pratyahara in the yoga, Ashtanga yoga. Pratyahara is then pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and then samadhi. So pratyahara, withdrawing the sense organs. And what then is left to disturb you? The chitta, the memory. So that also to be curbed, restrained. So memories from the past. Therefore, chitta is mentioned here. Chittam. Since chitta stands for the mind in the compound, that is in the samasa, yata chitta atma, the word should be taken to be deha, sharira, the physical body. So therefore, sharira mana sangata. Yata refer to the body. Body means which implies sense organs also. Bhagendriya. Therefore, yata refers to the body and mind being brought under one's mastery. So that is what is called shama and dhamma. Dhamma is restraining the sense organ. Shama is restraining the mind. So therefore, the person is a sadhana chatushtaya sampannaha. The body is totally relaxed and the mind is absorbed. Whatever problems there may be, they are taken care of, which is all a part of meditation. Thus, Yatajatatma is both a name for a yogi and as well as qualification. Qualification means sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. Yatajatatma, that is required for a person to meditate. So here it can be a name as well as a qualification. As a compound, it can refer to the yogi as, or it can refer to a person must be qualified. Whenever disturbance comes, the body is kept relaxed. Whenever memory comes, the mind is brought back again to the object of meditation, all of which Bhagavan will discuss later. Meditation requires freedom from longing. Nirashihi, the word is described here, elaborated. So, Nirashihi, Nir Asha. Asha is longing, desire. Nir Asha. No raga dvesha, no raga, no desire. Desire, if desires are there, then the dhyanam will become Vishay dhyanam. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha Sangasteshu Bhajayate. Sanga Sanjayate Kamaha, Kamat Klodo Bijayate, Klodat Bhavati Sammogat, Smriti Vidbramaha. Smriti Brahmshat, Buddhinashat, Pranashyati. It is the psychology of how the desire for the object is cultivated is we saw in the second chapter. So therefore, Nirashiki is very important. One has to be free, relatively free from longing for the objects of the world. But if you have to sit in meditation, you have to be a person to be free from longing. Nirashihi. Nirashihi is the word is used in many places. Here it is used in the third chapter also. The third chapter, the Bhagavan Krishna uses to summarize the Karma Yoga. Nirashihi, Mayi Sarvani Karmani, Sanyasya Dhyatma Chedasa, Nirashihi, Nirmamo Bhutva, Vidyasya Yugata Jvaraha, we saw. Third chapter, 30th shloka, which is the summary of Karma Yoga. There the word Nirashihi occurs. There also it means the same thing. Nirashihi, that is not having any expectations. Not having any expectation with regard to the future. Nirashihi. Therefore, Nirashiki, free from longings. To sit in meditation means there should be no pressure from inside. No pressure from inside to expect something to happen outside. From outside or outside. Otherwise, you cannot sit. This inner pressure is longing, Virashiki. The context it is translated as free from longing, Virashiki. Refers to one for whom all longings are gone. Here Virashiki refer to the person. Here the Virashiki refer to a person. Then there 30th shloka I told, third chapter, that refers to the mind. So person and mind. So depending on the context, the word being same, depending on the context, we have to interpret. So free from inner pressure, that is nirashi, free from longings, for all longings. If you simply close your eyes and if longings are there in the mind, then closing the eyes, you will be meditating on Vishaya. You'll be meditating on sense objects. You will not be even be able to keep your eyes closed. Let alone sit quietly. So you cannot keep your eyes closed. So even if your eyes are closed, then you will be meditating on Vishaya Dhyanam. It is not Dhyasanam. And in no time at all, you will feel the fuming and fretting inside. Then you will not be able to sit. Just by closing the eyes, all the longings well up. All the longings, they start coming out, start expressing, wanting to express all the longings. All the longings, they find some venthold and they come up, they come out, wanting to express all the longings. So therefore, you cannot keep your eyes closed. The pressure will make you open your eyes and get up from from the seat. At least with the eyes open, your mind is arrested by the objects you see because there's something going on there and that gives you direction. But if the eyes are closed, the whole world is with you. The whole world is within you and the longings will create so much disturbance you cannot remain sitting. Whereas an Irashihi is one who is dispassionate, it's important quality, dispassionate, vairagya, free from longing. That is a vairagyam, free from longing. Nirashihi is relatively satisfied with himself or herself, therefore it's a cheerful person. Because the meditator is a person who has been living the life of Karma Yoga. He has a mind which is Nirashihi, therefore Nirashihi is natural for a meditator provided if he was a Karma Yogi and led the life of Karma Yoga. Therefore, Bhagavan mentioned these particular qualifications here, which according to Bhagavad Pada's definition of sannyasa are the qualities of a sannyasi. So what was adopted as sadhanam? That is a sadhya of a sannyasi, the qualities of a sannyasi. Therefore, sannyasi is naturally nirashiki. And karma yogi performs karma with the attitude of nirashiki. Free from longing, he performs karma. So therefore, nirashiki is the quality of a sannyasi. Free from longing, therefore, he would be able to sit in meditation without being disturbed. There are no external disturbances because he sits in a quiet place, ekaki, and no internal disturbances. So inside as well as outside, being free from disturbances, he would be able to sit. Then another word was the nirashihi aparigraha. Parigraha is possessions. Parigraha. Aparigraha means free from possessions. It is one of the yama. Yama niyama. Yama is against asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. So one of the value. So yama. So here also parigraha, aparigraha. No one mentions. So dhyana yogi is aparigraha. That is, the person is referred to as aparigraha. Aparigraha also, the word suggests it is sannyasi because sannyasi is free from possessions. What possessions he has? So therefore, parigraha means hoarding or gathering, which can be a big problem. In fact, it is a disease that everyone has to some extent because it is so difficult for people to give up things. They keep on gathering. Even if you give them away, you go on gathering more. Therefore, the capacity to give up things up is to be retained always so that you are the boss. The person who is alert to this fact is called aparigraha. This is a nice definition. The capacity to give up things up is to be retained. So, aparigraha. Therefore, one has to be a sannyasi always. Always he has to remember his rata of aparigraha. Sannyasi, do not hoard, do not gather, do not possess. The sannyasi should not possess, doesn't possess. It is one of the sannyasi is one who has given up. Therefore, if he has things, possessions, then he cannot be a sannyasi. With everything around him. He cannot be a sannyasi. So therefore, he gives up. He gives up everything. He has only kashaya vastra and bhiksha patra. And if a dandi sannyasi, he has got danda. But Paramahamsa sannyasi, that also not there. Therefore, complete aparigraha. So complete giving up. Kopina in the Kopina Panchakam, Shankaracharya says, for him, even the bhiksha patra not there. Hands are the bhiksha patra. And he doesn't have kutiya. He just sleeps under the shade of a tree. So he doesn't have anything, only the body. Only the body is his possession, and because of prarabdha, it continues as long as it's supposed to continue. So complete aparigraha is Paramahamsa sannyasi. That becomes natural for Paramahamsa sannyasi. Here we are talking about a dhyana yogi who must be free from possessions, physical possessions, free from the sense of possession. That is real sannyasa. That is real sannyasa. Sannyasa is freedom from the sense of possessions. Giving up the sense of possessions, not freedom. Giving up the sense of possession is what sannyasa is. Because you don't possess really anything. So you don't have to give up anything. Only there is a sense of possession that has to be given up. Therefore, giving up the sense of possession, freedom from the sense of possessing things. That is what sannyasa is. Therefore, a sannyasi may have things around, but he doesn't have the abhimana with those things. Therefore, he is free. So with things or without things, he is free. If that is the attitude, then he is aparigraha. Otherwise, he must have the capacities to give up things. He is alert to what he has, doesn't hoard things. That is aparigraha. And brahmachari is example. Brahmachari can have aparigraha, except can have as many books, as Swamiji says, jokingly. Only brahmachari can have books. Books are the only possessions for a brahmachari. Of course, for a sannyasi too. Shankaracharya himself questions how the word aparigraha could apply to a sannyasi, who is supposed to be free from gathering things. Yes. The sannyasi is one who is free from holding things. Ultimate sannyasa, that is jnanam, is free from the sense of possession. But as a sadhana is free from gathering things. Then how this word aparigraha would apply to the person, sannyasi? But even a sannyasi has a tendency to gather. A person may be alone in terms of other people, but in terms of possessions, he or she may not be a parigraha. Therefore, this gathering tendency has to go away, has to be kept away. By continually giving things away. Therefore, the word aparigraha is important. Aparigraha is a very interesting word here. Not only does it mean to be free from gathering things, but also from the longing to gather. Free from longing is nirashi. Free from longing to gather is aparigraha. This tendency to gather various objects is a common trait of a samsari. And before sannyasa, he was a samsari, therefore it is an old habit. Therefore that person may come up, will often may come out, therefore one has to be alert. Because this habit may still may be there as an habit. Therefore, without being aware, unconsciously, not being conscious, people gather things. They have a tendency to gather. Therefore, the sannyasi has to be alert, has to constantly maintain the status of being an aparigraha, has to maintain the vow of not holding things. So it's a reminder. So therefore, aparigraha is applicable here, applied to sannyasi. Even though the person is sannyasi, because of his purva samskara, he may try to hold things. So in order to make him aware of that he is a sannyasi. So aparigraha, the word is used here, which is therefore it's applied to sannyasi. So therefore sannyasi has to maintain, as a sannyasi has to maintain the status of being not holding things, not gathering things up. After this, that is, after all this ekaki, yata chittatma, nirashi, then Bhagavan Krishna goes on to say that all the necessary qualifications being there, then may one unite, yunjita, one's mind, atmanam, to the object of meditation which we have to supply, atmanam yunjita, yayata. In other words, may one meditate. Object of meditation not talked about, it's all going to be discussed later, as I said before. Although Bhagavan's advice may look as though it is directed to a sannyasi, but it is for really for everyone, because everyone is a ekaki, in fact. Even though we live among others, but all we are ekaki. As a mumukshu, we are ekakis. Even though you may be married and have a family, you are ekaki. One who is alone, at least when you close your eyes. Freeing yourself from all duties and the roles, you become ekaki. Yes, you become ekaki when you are free from playing any roles. Not that you play the roles all the time. You do your duties all the time. During the day, at times when you are free, you remain ekaki, you remain alone with yourself. Whereas if you think of the father, if you think of the father you are, the mother you are, or the daughter or son you are, then you are not ekaki. It is as though all these people, all these roles are inside of you. Therefore, to be just yourself, ekaki. Ekaki is a word, just to be with yourself. To drop the roles and their problems when you meditate. So being free from playing the roles and the problems related to the role playing, that is ekaki. You strip yourself to be the simple person you are. Whatever the person may be, the one is meditating, the one called ekaki, jnana yogi. Then the meditation requires certain discipline, antaranga sadhana. This is what is going to be talked about. The preparatory disciplines. What are the preparations? The next section of this chapter deals with what has to be done by the person who is striving for this meditation in terms of discipline, niyama, beginning with where and how to sit, asana. So we'll see here, Bhagavan would have borrowed, the from yoga, darshana, ashtanga yoga, asana, dhyana, etc. In this section, the also Bhagavan discusses the eating habits. This is a Bhagiranga sadhana, ahara of the meditator, saying that saying that one who doesn't eat at all will have no yoga, nor will the one who eats too much. If the stomach is loaded, then he cannot do meditation. If it is completely denied food, then also one cannot meditate. Therefore, there should be a balance. So that is all Bhagiranga sadhana, external disciplines that also talked about in this section. From 11th shloka onwards, you will see. In fact, both of them have roga. That is, one who eats too much, one who doesn't eat. Both are disease. Discipline in terms of, similarly, vihara, recreation, that are conducive to yoga, to meditation, are also mentioned by Bhagavan in this section. Therefore, meditation is a means for the steadiness and clarity of mind that leads to knowledge. But to live a life of meditation, a contemplative life, that requires a certain discipline, which is considered to be a secondary means or sadhana for meditation. The remainder of this section of chapter 6 is devoted to the accomplishment of this yoga, discipline, and the service. So, first sadhana is talked about. That is the sadhanam, secondary means, that is antaranga sadhanam. When the discipline is talked about, starting from the 11th shloka, like sitting in a quiet place and choosing the asana, which is neither too high nor too low, and making the mind one pointed, keeping the eyes off close, etc. All those things are talked about. It's a continuation of the fifth chapter. The fifth chapter end we saw. The fifth chapter, in fact, fifth chapter, last shloka, two shloka are connecting link to the sixth chapter. There, Bhagavan said, Pasyan Krutva Bhagir Bhagyan, Chakshu Shaivantare Bravohu, Pranapano Samakrutva Nasa Vyantara Charino, Itendriya Mano Buddhi, Munir Moksha Parayanaha, Vigateja Vayattodaha, keeping the external objects external, keeping the eyes between the eyebrows. All these come under Antaranga Sadhana. And the Pranayama, keeping the flow of air, the breath, exhalation, inhalation. Samaukruta, equally, pranayama. So all these are antaranga sadhana, which is going to be talked about. The following shlokas we will see tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate
Purnamudachyate Purnasya
Purnasya
Madhaya
Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate.
Purnamevavashishyate.
Om Shanti Shanti
Shanti
Shanti.
Shanti
Harihi
Hari
Om Shri
Om
Gurubhyo
Shri Gurubhyo
Namaha.
Namaha
Harihi
Hari Om
Om. Dhanyavadaha.
Dhanyavadaha.